Welcome to your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. We got a lot of data mines to discuss, including a bunch of new characters, all of that coming up right after the word from our sponsor, ClanHQ. ClanHQ is a new, fully featured messaging app, and it's got all your favorite bells and whistles, like all the other messaging apps out there. But what sets ClanHQ apart is it allows you to integrate your game data right into the app, and it makes it so easy when you are trying to recruit for your alliance or when you are looking for an alliance. And they also just added voice and video calling capabilities. Yo, Khasino, what's up, man? And also a new dark mode was just recently added to make the app a little easier on your eyes, guys. And hey, the best part about ClanHQ, they're adding new features all the time to the app, so it's just getting better and better and better, and you could be one of the first in your alliance to use it. Plus, in addition to Marvel Strike Force, ClanHQ supports over 75 other games, including Contest of Champions, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many, many others. So check it out, guys, and make sure you use the link in the description. Yeah, so make sure you guys check out the link. Check out ClanHQ, very good messaging app. But if you guys are ready for all the news and the data mines, guys, you know what to do. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. It is time for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update with my brother Khasino. What is up, Khasino? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff, a lot of news happened this past week, and we're going to talk about all of it, including some juicy, juicy data mines and some new characters that were specifically mentioned in there. What is going on with you, brother? I know you got a new desk and very, very happy. Very good things going on for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of just good news all around. As far as all the stuff we're going to talk about, I think pretty much everything that we're going to talk about on this news update is all good news for the game. So that's nice. And then, yeah, I was just mentioning you before we started recording. Yeah, I just got this new gaming desk. I was just kind of reflecting on, like, we are some of the luckiest people on the planet because we get to do what we love for a living. And like, you know, I just wake up and I come into the stream studio and it's a whole room about playing video games and sharing that with people. And yeah, I'm unbelievably thankful. So shout out to the viewers. I know that they love this series and they're super excited to tune in. And this is only possible because of you guys. So thank you guys for allowing us to do what we love every day. It's why we're so happy to record this for you guys to make sure we don't miss an episode.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys. Thank all of you guys for watching. Thank you everybody that has watched in the past. Like this video, share this video. I want to thank you guys in particular. That is my big shout out at the beginning of this episode. Let's get into the news though, guys. Mr. Sinister Blitz was announced soon after the last news report. He is coming to the game. He is coming to the game as a Blitz character. What are your thoughts on Mr. Sinister being added to the game? Not just added to the game, but added to the game as a Blitz character right after Hela and during the week of Thanksgiving as well.
Well, so I've been asked this a lot on stream, like, how do you feel about Mr. Sinister coming as a Blitz? And unfortunately, my answer is kind of underwhelming. My response is just, okay. You know, I like I said, remember we had a talk and I was like, usually towards the end of a patch, they start doing Blitz releases. Well, it looks like that's what we're in for. So some people are like, oh, do you think Mr. Sinister's too strong to be a Blitz release? No, he's a 100 shard unlock, it looks like. So, you know, people are going to have to go ham. Like just doing top 10% in the 2 Blitzes won't be enough to unlock them. So there's not going to be that many Mr. Sinisters floating around just for the people that go really hard for his Blitz. Or people who buy his orbs. There's still some questions about the character that we don't know quite how good he's going to be because there's still some discrepancies with how the cloning works exactly, what's actually showing in the game. I've yet to see. They just had an update to the client apparently to fix one of his abilities, but we haven't been able to play him, so I'm not entirely sure what's broken. I think they might have fixed how what the clone stats display as, not what they actually are, but what they display as. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. And this is a little bit of a tangent, but they've been messing up some characters recently. Ghost Rider's passive's not working right. Doctor Strange's ult is not working right.
What? What?
Yeah, I can go into detail.
I'm shocked. This
is
shocking.
Extra sloppy because it's new characters. Every once in a while they'll bug and break an old character, but these are like they just did these reworks and then released them, and they're not working properly. But yeah, so I don't know what they fixed about Mr. Sinister, but I'm looking forward to getting a hold of him. And I think one of the most exciting things about getting Mr. Sinister is players will finally be able to play as Red Skull by cloning him.
Nice. I didn't think about that. That is interesting. We finally get a playable Red Skull if you play the right missions and campaign. That'll be really, really cool.
Yes. Well, hold on. I want to throw in, if you remember from the playtest, or not the playtest, if you remember from when we went to Fox Next, Red Skull's summons did not have the ability icons they were supposed to. They just had their pictures of their portraits as their abilities. And because they didn't really fit in that area, they were like stretched. It looked really, it's very obviously work in progress. So I wonder if they've fixed that, or if we're going to clone Red Skull, and then when he summons, his summons will have really stupid portrait ability icons because they just didn't think about it. I
didn't even think of using Red Skull. I didn't even think of using Red Skull when we're in the test servers. So I didn't even see any of that stuff. I was so focused on the X-Men and Coulson and AIM and all that stuff. I didn't think of any other characters. And I was trying to use Hela, but the game kept crashing at that point.
Yeah, same. And they told us not to do any of that, by the way.
Yeah. Don't use them because the game will crash. Well, let me just test it out.
It
does crash. Yeah.
All right, can confirm, man.
All right, we also got news of a gold calendar, and I think this is pretty good. 300,000 gold every single day for 7 days. Over 2 million gold just for free, just for logging in. What are your thoughts on this? I don't see any negative. I don't see how anybody could think this is negative. Do you see any devil's advocate type thing here, or just totally positive on this?
Here's the closest I've seen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, way to go, Fox Next. Expect us to celebrate you doing this for a week when it should be every day.
Yeah, the economy would get a little broken if it was every day. But
yeah, it would, and it's why they can do stuff like this. They can give us these giant amounts of gold because we can we can make use of it. And I guess you could always say like 300k. Why not 600k? 300k. This whole calendar is barely enough for me to get one character from level 1 to level 73 or whatever it is. So, there will always be people complaining. But yeah, more gold is nice. And we've been saying this all along. It is part of a mobile game's strategy, and they literally all do this, where they make resources very scarce on purpose, which is not the same as a crunch, which is unintentional. And they make resources scarce on purpose so that they can let up and introduce more and more and more, and they can slowly introduce more and just keep ramping it up. And that way you always have that feeling of like, oh, now I'm getting even more. Oh, cool, now we got even extra. Oh, cool, I got extra from this. And you can always support it. So they have to start at a low threshold so they can keep ramping it up. So this is the exact kind of thing that I expected them to do. And I imagine we'll see more stuff like this around Christmas time, hopefully.
I would love that. Probably Thanksgiving first, before Christmas. So hopefully sooner. But let me just say this: Fox Next, if you added 300,000 gold per day for like a week or a month, at a reasonable price, $5, $10, $15, I would buy that. I would definitely buy that. So if that's something you guys want to do with your subscriptions, Fox Next, I'm in. Next topic. This is a big one, and this kind of sparked a lot of controversy on Reddit. This Hela Blitz, and I kind of want to divert this into another topic right after this. But let's talk about Hela real quick. What are your thoughts on this Hela Blitz, on this character, and the scores? 13 million to get into the top 1500.
It was just about 13 mil. It was 12.9 mil, but it was up there, and I think. Let me check real quick. I have it on my phone right here, what we predicted. I know it was over our predictions, and I think it was
probably around 12-ish, as I remember. And I was like, it's probably going to be at least 13, because I thought that Human Torch was about 12, and we've had some changes since then. So I don't know. It's getting high. It's getting high, and what are your thoughts on all these crazy scores? Because you put up some crazy scores for this as well. Well, yeah. What was your prediction?
12.1 mil was the highest we had. So, it was, we were off by 800K. because it was 12.9. And yeah, I mean, it's really high. And new characters are always unbelievably high, especially really good new characters like Hela. Mm-hmm. The only new character I can remember off the top of my head that didn't make the scores go crazy was America Chavez.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hela's a big deal. She's an excellent character. I'm going to be pushing really hard for her during the second Blitz. A lot of people asking, what do I think the scores will be like for her second Blitz? Probably about 5% lower, if that. The second Blitz is usually slightly lower, but not much lower. But yeah, now in the past, I've never really felt like the predictions had much of an impact on the scores. Like, yes, the predictions are always going to have some impact on the scores. If even one person uses the predictions and gets a different amount of points than they would, then technically the predictions have influenced the scores. But we've never felt like, we could dictate what it was. Like, I think if we just put 17 mil, it would still be about what it is, right?
Do not do that, please. Because
I have no plans.
People will score that. People will score that.
No, I don't think they would. But specifically for this one, a lot of people messaged me like, hey, I know your top 1500 prediction. I'm going to do more just to be safe. Yeah, a lot, at least 10 people messaged that to me. So I'm interested to see at this point how the predictions are influencing them, and know that we genuinely always just shoot to predict what it is. At no point are we ever like, what can we make people score? I don't give a crap. I would put it at 1 mil every time, so no one ever has to do any blitz. But we try to estimate what we really think it'll be based on trends. But I think this time a lot of people made sure to overshoot the top 1500 score we predicted, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because it means that our predictions will never be totally accurate for new characters if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my current alliance is doing, but back when I was in the Pants of Hulk cluster, I know a lot of them would just take the predictions and go 10% above that. And that was kind of what they would always go 10% above whoever had the highest. And that was kind of standard for them there. So I don't know if a lot of other people do it. I don't know if I should be mentioning this to make the blitz scores go even higher, but that was kind of par for the course there. And that's kind of what I'm doing whenever I see these and I'm shooting for a specific number. But let me shift topics a little bit to the current state of Blitz, because I know a lot of people tried to get in top 1500. They didn't get there. I've done that in the past and been very disappointed. I'm like, man, I could have stopped 2 days ago and got this exact same reward. What do you think of Blitz nowadays as a release method for these new characters? Do you think it's good? And if not, what would you do to fix it? I know we've talked about this in the past, but let's reiterate this.
Well, I want to answer it in an interesting way. First, in terms of how do I feel about Blitz being a release method for characters, I don't have any issue with characters being released via Blitz. The issue with it is that a lot of new to mid-game players get screwed out of getting the character if it's like 100 shard character and people can't make top 1500. Like, a lot of people are not going to get Mr. Sinister because he's a Blitz release, and I do have an issue with that. Now, again, I don't mind Blitz being the way to get a character. I do mind nowhere near enough people getting the character. Like, you can just change Blitz so that even newer players can get the character at a 1-star, 2-star version that they're usable, or even a 3-star, whatever it is.
Let me have you hold that thought real quick. How much of the player base do you think should be unlocking this character right after first bat with just Blitz? 1%, 2%, less than that? Because as of now, it looks like only 1,500 people will be unlocking Mr. Sinister that aren't spending money. What do you think is the proper amount?
Well, right, you said that aren't spending money. So the numbers we see on any given Blitz, like 250,000 people participate.
Okay.
So having 250,000 people participate and like 1,500 people getting him, that's outrageous.
It's very low.
And I would shoot for like 50% of the player base getting a new character, and I'll tell you why. So there, I don't know if you're that familiar with Marvel Contest of Champions, but it's what I played before this, and they would release every new character pretty much via their arena, and their arena is the same as our Blitz pretty much.
Okay.
And the difference would be they had different ones. Like, at any given time, there were like 3 or 4 arenas going. There would be like an old common character at like 2-star. a newish character at like 3-star, an old common character at 4-star, and then a newish character at like 4 or 5-star, something like that. And so you would have people naturally competing in the one that made sense for them, because like for the 2-star one you could only use 1 and 2-star. For the 3-star one you could only use 3 and 4-star or something like that. For the 4-star you could only use 4 and 5-star, whatever it is. And so like a lot of people didn't, if you didn't have that many high-star characters, you didn't participate in the high-star unlock ones because you couldn't. Like you'd only have like 3 characters to use, you wouldn't get any points. And then the people who could have generated tons of points in the lower ones didn't help them, so they just didn't do it really, unless they like, they were taking a week off and they just wanted to do a quick easy one, but it was very rare. So I like that it was split up like that. And so for me, I don't have their metrics to know like what does a 3-star character do, but I can't imagine that like a 3 gold star Mr. Sinister is going to make that big of an impact on a new player. Like, yeah, it'll be good, but I think that's a fine reward for playing nonstop for 3 days, basically, to make sure you score high enough to do that.
I would agree. I think this is what a lot of people are thinking about. At least when I go to Reddit, a lot of people are really up in arms about this Blitz and Blitz being a release method for characters, because not everybody that just plays this game and is not spending a ton of money is not going to be able to unlock these characters. So I don't know if that is good for the game.
Well, so I agree that I'm thinking that they should release the characters more generously via Blitz. And an interesting way that they could do it is like they could make guaranteed red stars some of the prize for it. Like, yes, they still want people buying red stars, but you can make it like, everyone gets a 4 gold star version of the character who, gets in top 10%. And then the top 1500 gets a 5 gold star version. The top 100 gets 5 gold star and guaranteed 3 red star. The top 15 gets, 5 gold star and guaranteed 4 red star, whatever it is, things like that. And that will still make people hyper competitive. And I don't know if those are the perfect values, but my point is that you can make it so that the very, very top get a very strong, mostly usable out of the box version of the character, which is just such a small handful of people that it's not really going to affect the bottom line at all. And that way you can be more generous, for the people that are somewhere in the middle. Yeah. But I've been saying for a long time, top 1500 should be a percentage, whether it's top 1%, top 1 to 2%, top 0.5%, whatever it is.
For months now, for months. Since probably the first episode of this, and we've been doing this for over 6 months continuously. So yeah, it's been a while. So, Fox next.
I'm okay sharing this stuff now. I don't think I was ever supposed to, but I'm okay sharing this now because we have no idea what they're going to do. So this was just at one point their thoughts, which does not mean anything. So let me be very clear. Okay. This is not in any way a guarantee that any of these changes will see the light of day for Blitz. As far as I know, all these changes were scrapped, not necessarily because they hated the ideas or anything, just, it sounded good and then they wanted to think of something else.
Wait, hold on. What is the source for this, or what was the source for this? Can you?
I prefer not to say, but it's reputable.
Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
This was something that it's been a while at this point. This is something I was told and was like, don't share this, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Okay.
But it's because it was like, this is the direction it seems to be going. But they are actively discussing Blitz. They want Blitz to be more fun. They want Blitz to be more rewarding. And they realize that one of the main complaints that people have right now is Blitz is very grindy. It's not worth the time and effort. If you're not top 1500, it doesn't feel like you're getting anything worthwhile. So people are just doing the milestones. They know this, and they want Blitz to be more fun. They want Blitz to be more rewarding. They want it to be competitive. So they are looking at all different changes to Blitz. So the only reason I'm saying this is, and again, I'm not even going to give specifics, but like one of the big complaints is that they know people hate the top 1500 number.
Yeah.
At one point, they were considering changing that. I hope they still do. I don't know that they've definitely decided not to, or definitely they're going to, but they are aware that people don't like the top 1500 number, and they were looking at changing it for the better, which is good. At one point, they are aware that people don't like the second Blitz not giving as many shards for the character unless you're top 1500.
Yeah, I think they've changed that in some of them, unless my memory is incorrect.
I don't think so. I think that it was the old way, and then they changed it to Mega Orb like a while ago. But anyway, they're aware that people don't like that, and they were at one point considering changing that. So again, don't know if they will or not, but they know that bothers players. They are aware that so that right now there's a 30-day beginner bracket. If you just start the game for the first 30 days, you're competing in Blitz against other people that just started within 30 days. Okay. And then after that, you're immediately thrown in the deep end, and you're competing with everyone else, and you have no hope. And they are aware of that, and that's a kind of stupid system. So they were exploring potentially lengthening how long the beginner bracket is. They were exploring having another bracket in between beginner and the everyone else bracket. So they're looking at ways to make it so that newer players aren't stuck competing against people they have no hope against. So I don't know what their solutions will be, but they are aware of pretty much all the big pain points. So that's good news, is they know the main things we're not happy with. So
well, hopefully there are some good
I've weighed in
for that.
Yeah, I hope so. Most of their solutions were not the perfect solutions I would have proposed, but they were definitely way better. And they've asked for a little bit of my feedback on stuff for Blitz, and I'm just trying to make it as generous for everyone as possible, obviously. And I've told them, like, please let me weigh in on Blitz as much as possible. It's what I do all day, pretty much. It's like half my streaming content. So it's important to me that they get Blitz right, especially if it's the main mode they want people playing all day. So
yeah. All day. There's two different possible solutions that I want to mention before we move on, and let me get your quick thoughts on it. One is kind of what they're doing in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes right now as a release method for characters, having a marquee character. You have these events, and pretty much everyone gets a certain star unlock, a 2-star or 3-star unlock, and you just get that in your account. Not really usable, but you get that character. You could try them out in the event, and if you want to purchase more stars, there's packs, and you could spend a bunch of money on them. That is one. Another was mentioned in my Discord, and I talked about this on a news video, but someone mentioned increasing milestones to make them up to maybe 5 million. Not spreading out what we already have, but just making more milestones. So if you go crazy, you do like 5 million on Blitz or 7 million on Blitz, you're getting something. You're not just getting those ranking rewards for those. What do you think of either of those solutions as a release method for characters?
I have no issue with like events for character releases, but just kind of to keep it to Blitz, I think the same philosophy is kind of what I said, which is they should give low star unlocks out for pretty much anyone who puts some effort into Blitz, because for most players, having a character at 2 or 3 star isn't actually helpful. It doesn't really allow them to do any content they couldn't before. It's just fun. They just get to play the new character, so they feel rewarded. Ironically, they just get to mainly use them in Blitz. So I don't see any harm in it on that front. And then I just blanked. What was the other?
The milestones.
Right.
Increasing, getting more miles charged through those milestones, increasing, instead of having the cutoff be at 750,000, having it be higher numbers. So people that really do push will get rewarded for their efforts, and not just hope that they get into a top 1,500, a top 10% or whatever. They're knowing exactly what they're getting for the score.
I like that idea, but I think they were, that's another thing I think they were considering is expanding the milestones. But so I kind of liked how, again, MCOC did it, where MCOC had kind of like how we get Blitz currency. MCOC had their arena currency, and every match you did, you got some of that currency, and you got it at a somewhat reasonable rate where it made sense to just grind that out all day. Even if you didn't care that much about the character, there was so much good stuff available for that currency that you kind of wanted to play all day just to load up on all the good stuff you could buy with that currency. So I think that they could also, one of the ways that they could make it better is be more generous with the Blitz currency per actual Blitz win. And
Wait,
load up the Blitz store
like 10
with stuff
credits for each win?
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving 10 credits now for each win. And
I know.
You don't, that's not enough atrocious.
For you? No, they could give 50 or 100, and but then they could load up the Blitz store with a lot of good stuff that we actually want.
Load up some shards of the character, make it expensive,
make
us use a lot of the Blitz currency for the new character. That's another way.
So I will say that there's always going to be a crowd of people that just want to do like, what's the minimum to get all the rewards from this mode without going over the top. So like the 750,000, I think there's a lot of people that like that's a good stopping point for them.
Yeah.
Where I would put the incentive to keep doing Blitz is I would either have like a separate milestone, kind of like a solo version of World Warrior, where you were hitting your own milestones that weren't necessarily tied to the one Blitz. So it would be like a week-long thing. So it's like you can choose which Blitz this week you want to go hard on, but you should go hard on one of the Blitzes this week to get your own milestones for doing Blitz for yourself. That I think is something they could do. And I've also, and again, I don't know what the exact numbers for this would be, but those frag drop Blitzes are always a bit more fun when you can get fragments of the character orbs.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't feel perfect because a lot of times you're getting like 25 orb frags, 50 orb frags. It's like, I need 2,000 of this. But even if you just make it like every 5 wins, you get 500, you know, something like that, or just you get 100 each time, something as long as you know, like, all right, if I'm going to do a full rotation, I'll get half an orb or something like that. That makes it more rewarding, even if it's for something separate. Like if it's an Iron Fist Blitz, so you're like, I don't care about Iron Fist. I don't even need shards for his orb. If you got some currency and you could either spend it on Iron Fist shards or like random shards similar to a premium or some special Blitz orb that had, whatever, the last like 15 new characters and you get like a random 6 shards for one of them, just something, all of these potential solutions would be better than what we have. So Fox Next, there's a lot of them out there. Do something, because the current state of Blitz is, and using it as a release method for new characters is just, I don't know. I don't think it's ideal, and I think it turns a lot of players off, not on. I mean, we're the minority, the crazy people that actually shoot for this stuff. I think a majority of players just screw it. Moving on, though, before this video, what is that? Well, I'll put one more point in, but yeah, this is we knew this would be a long one, and we haven't even gotten all the juicy data mines and stuff. But
we got to get to that too.
The main thing about Blitz though is it's always going to be a divisive mode, because no matter what, they like every mobile game has to have at least one game mode that you can just play pretty much all day. And for MSF, that mode is Blitz, and you're always going to have a large amount of players that are like, I have a life, I can't play all day. I have to take my kids to soccer practice, and then I do this every day. Whatever, I play this with my friends, whatever it is. There are going to be people that can't play that much. So they have the very tricky job of striking the right balance of how do we allow people to play all day without making people that can't play all day feel terrible and screwed out of rewards, but we can't make the rewards too good, or the people who can't play all day, feel like, well, since I can't do that, I might as well not play because I'll never keep up. So it's a very tricky thing to balance. And if you go too far in either direction, if they just made like, oh, now blitzing all day gives you the best rewards in the game, then a lot of people are like, I just can't blitz that much.
Let me hire a bot. Let me hire somebody in a foreign country to do that stuff for me. I think that's
basically. They have to walk a very careful line. But I think right now that they could make it a bit more rewarding for the people who are currently in the position of like, oh, I could play Blitz a bit more than I am. It's just not at all worth it for me. So that's the main group I would go after, are like the people who stop at 750K. Find a good reason to get them to stop at like 3 mil and give them better rewards for it.
Yeah, I agree. So, come on, Fox Next, you guys can do it. You guys are smart. Figure this stuff out. There is a balance between making money and making players happy as well. So I think Blitz is not balanced right now. Let's get back to some good stuff. Phoenix coming back. A lot of new players newer players that don't have her unlocked, be able to unlock her or rank her up to 7 stars if you already have her. What are your thoughts? Quick thoughts on Phoenix. The event returning. What should players that are unlocking her for the first time be focused on?
Well, she's easily one of the best characters in the game. Many people think she is the absolute best character in the game, even better than Ultron. So I can't say enough good things about her. She's awesome, and you should try to get her. Now, this sounds kind of ridiculous, but this is really the best advice. If you're going to get Phoenix, power up Colossus as much as possible. The reason I say it sounds silly is because a lot of people are like, I can't farm Colossus. I know this. I don't know what Fox Next is doing, waiting around with Colossus, but even a low star Colossus is pretty sturdy. He pretty much always has defense up, a death proof, and good armor and stuff. So I would say power up your Colossus as much as possible to work with Phoenix. And if it ends up just that your Colossus is still really weak and can't hang, sooner or later they're going to have to make him farmable, and that's going to be the first person that you really want to power up to complement her. They are a power couple for sure. So yeah, just get your Colossus ready. Even if he's low star, I say go for it.
Yep, I agree. And real quick, skills. What order would you T4 them in if you have the resources?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do have a video called Orange Essentials, the X-Men. Okay. And it says in that not only which ones I'd T4, but in the exact order I would do it. Okay. So yeah, go check that out.
Just know I have special, ultimate, and passive. I think they're all great. And if you're like super whaley, you could do the basic as well, although that's not as good. We got some news on Reddit and on Twitter that they have seen the questions from the community. When is the legendary Star-Lord returning? And it looks like it is coming a few days after this legendary Phoenix event concludes. What are your thoughts on Star-Lord coming back? I know a lot of people have been asking about Star-Lord. Where is he? When is he coming back? Apparently it's very soon. What are your thoughts on Star-Lord coming back?
Yeah, that's really good news. So they tried to make it, unpredictable. So Star-Lord has been kind of due, and then he got skipped twice. So yeah, I've been getting so many questions like, when is Star-Lord coming back? What the hell? I've been waiting around for Star-Lord. Now, you also always have people who are like, I'm glad they're waiting on Star-Lord. I needed some more time to farm up my, Guardians, Ravagers, whatever. So whenever they put any legendary event, there's always going to be people who were stuck waiting around for it, and then other people who are like, wait, hold off, I'm almost ready. Yeah. But yeah, it's about time, and I love Star-Lord. He's a great character. I use him in Ultimate 7. I've used him in Fear the Darkness. He's just one of the top characters in the game. He's great. One
of the best characters for newer players as well, because the characters to unlock him are pretty easily farmable. And if you guys are close, if you're really close to getting the characters necessary, the stars necessary for the characters, it is coming soon. So be prepared, guys. Quick thoughts on Namor Blitz going on right now. Anything to say about Namor? Anything to say about this Blitz? Because we got another Hela one coming up right after it. So.
Yeah, that's it's interesting, and I don't know if they're doing this to experiment with what the scores are going to look like, or if they're just doing this, just because they thought, oh, let's put some opportunity for Namor in there. It's been a while, but yeah, having Namor's Blitz sandwiched between two Hela Blitzes means I personally am not able to score as high as I would normally want to for a Namor Blitz. So I'm interested to see how this affects things. But Namor is a very one-dimensional character. He is excellent. Absolutely incredible in Alliance War, and mediocre at best for pretty much everything else. So I will say, of all the new characters that you could miss out on, if you're not able to get a very big, strong Namor, you're not missing out on that much, because you would literally only use him for one thing. Yeah. But for that one thing, he's a
three times a week, 3 battles per week is where you excel. That's it.
Yes, but he will handily win those battles for you. So
he will excel a lot, very handily. But yeah, it's only 3 battles per week that he's really kicking a lot of butt in. Real quick, Block Party coming back. getting more orange mats. What are your thoughts on Block Party? How hard should people be going on their defenders or city heroes for this event if they are close to getting up to the next tier?
I would say definitely push for the highest tier that you can. For me, this is my favorite Flash event. Like, the gold is nice and the advanced basic catalysts are nice. But this gives us those juicy T4s, and I can never have enough of those. Yes. Block Party is my favorite. That said, I still have a bit of a bad taste in my mouth because I just saved up so many T4s for the Doctor Strange ult, and it's not working properly. I said I would mention, by the way, what's wrong with it. I'm sure there were a lot of people like, wait, how's it broken?
Yeah, that was going to be my next T4. What is broken about it? I don't have it yet, so I don't even know what's broken.
So he does do the double revive, but it says he revives one person at 65% and another at 50%.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing is like one is reviving at like 45% and the other at like 30%.
With the T4?
We don't know the exact percents, but both are below half. And one is higher than the other.
What the heck?
It's a lot less health. This is my guess. I have no idea if it's true, but I think Ghost Rider adds 40% health to everyone. Okay. I think that his revive might not be taking into account the Ghost Rider passive. That's my best guess for what's going on there. But I don't know.
Very possible. He's not possible. Yeah.
He's not reviving them as healthy as they should be. So
that would make sense, the Ghost Rider passive, because that does add a lot of health. But come on, Foxnix, get it right. These are your new characters. These are your recently reworked characters. Just real quick, on a personal note, what T4 are you going to do if it's not going to be Doctor Strange's ultimate?
Oh no, I mean I did it. That's how I know.
You're going to do it. Okay. Well, what T4 will you do from this block party?
I think
what's your next?
There's a few. I'm unsure. Hela? So there's one more that I definitely want on Supernatural. Yeah, I'm torn. I really want the Elsa special because the Elsa special adds 60% damage to the primary target and then 60% damage to the secondary target, which a lot of times it can be the same target. So you can hit the same target for an extra 120% damage, and she'll always have offense up. So it makes that ability just massacre people. And so I kind of want that to really just tighten down the screws and make that Supernatural team untouchable. But I've started to appreciate the Mordo special. I would probably do the Mordo special actually. I like that. As much as I'm not that big of a fan of Mordo's special across all game modes. Mordo's special is a huge part of beating the BKT teams with Supernatural, because you got to stun Groot and then extend that for 2 turns.
Yeah.
When you just blind him, then he cleanses. So I think just for countering those teams, I'll probably go Mordo special. But yeah, I really want that Hela ult too. So probably Mordo special or Hela ult.
I like that. I like that Mordo special. That was one I liked even before the reworks. But I think it is time for some juiciness, baby. It is my favorite part, and I know it's a lot of your guys' favorite parts as well. The data mines. We got some juicy ones. Let's just go down the list. There's a lot of them. We're just going to go in order. First thing mentioned in this data mine from Saturday, Black Bolt. Now, they said here that it may be a legendary because there's no Blitz template. And as you guys watching at home may or may not know, every time a character is added to the game, and as far as the data, they have like a placeholder for their Blitz coming up. Apparently, Black Bolt does not. What are your thoughts on Black Bolt coming to the game? What are your thoughts on the timing of this? Because it's kind of an obscure character with all these characters that we kind of know about. What are your thoughts on Black Bolt? And do you think he will be a legendary character?
I mean, there's no way to know. I don't think he'll be a legendary just because.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be a legendary. I think he certainly could be because of who he is, but I don't think he's well known enough. And I think there are a lot of characters that could be a legendary that a lot of people are waiting on.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, could be Doom, something like that. Could be Doc Ock. There's a lot of characters that it makes a lot of sense to be legendary.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it could be that. So, Black Bolt is rumored, and we will see. We'll see what happens with that. But that lines up with some rumors about Inhumans coming after the Asgardians that I'd heard. And you have the other Inhuman we're going to talk about here, right?
Oh, I got all of them. We're just going in order right now.
Well, is the next one in the order the next Inhuman?
No, it's the other ones, but we could skip ahead to the other Inhuman.
Skip ahead, and the reason I say this is because I have heard some rumors of other Inhumans following the ones shown in the Datamine, and I mentioned them on stream the other day, so I'll mention them here as well.
Okay. Well, let me just mention her, Yo-Yo. Now, I don't know too much about her from the comic books, but I know she is a character on the television show, The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Kind of a weird, obscure character to be released now, just that there's not a lot of other characters from that show, but I guess she does have that Inhuman fit as well. So do you think, what do you think of Yo-Yo? Do you think Quake, anything will happen with Quake now that there are more Inhumans coming, or potentially more, because this is a data mine, this is not...
Right, we'll see. So Quake is not the only current Inhuman in game. Miss Marvel is also an Inhuman.
I forgot about her, yeah.
So interested to see if either of them fit on a new team of Inhumans possibly. But yeah, I don't know Yo-Yo that well. But yeah, I do know that she was on the show. And yeah, we'll see. You know, I'm just, for me, like the lore of the Inhumans, I don't get caught up in it too much. I'm just excited to see the kits. So yeah, I'm excited for new characters. It's good that you know, they seem to have a good amount of new characters on the way. And I'm excited for Black Bolt because he could be very, very, very powerful. I think he's supposed to be, but yeah, we'll see.
Very, very strong. What are the other rumors? It looks, I mean, if this data mine is correct, it looks like the other rumors that you've heard are going to pan out because of the names that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But what are the rumors that you're hearing about Inhumans?
So there are two other rumored Inhuman names I've heard. Again, no idea how true these are, no idea what will come to pass. But the names that I've heard are Crystal, and Karnak.
Hero and a villain. So Crystal's been in Marvel Future Fight. She's been in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance Part 3 that I've recently been playing. So it does make sense. Crystal. Karnak, a little more obscure. What are your thoughts on both of these characters that you just mentioned?
So for me personally, again, I tend not to watch Marvel TV shows. I'm going to watch the MCU included ones in Disney Plus. But I didn't watch the Inhumans TV show or anything. So everything I know about Inhumans is from Marvel Contest of Champions. So I don't really know Crystal. I don't think she was in MCOC, but I know Karnak because he was in MCOC and he had a really interesting, I guess, gimmick is what I'd call it. In MCOC, he was like the ultimate like armor breaker. Like he was just all about making people vulnerable and finding their weaknesses. So I'm thinking that he'll do like a lot of defense down or something if he comes to the game. Just really messing people up, making them vulnerable. That's my hope. Maybe hitting for percent health. I don't know.
These are some more obscure characters than some of the more popular characters that I would like to see released, but I'm always happy when they release new characters, even if it's not the character that I want. Let's talk about some Asgardians, because these have been rumored on the weekly news update many months ago. First name is Heimdall, and what it says in the data mine, the all-seeing guardian of Bifrost, Heimdall removes stealth from foes so Asgardians may strike. What are your thoughts on Heimdall? What are your thoughts now that you see what he may potentially do in this, according to this data mine?
Well, first off, it's very thematic, right? They're staying on brand with Heimdall and making sure that there is no stealth when Heimdall is around, which is amazing. It'd be cool if like that was just as passive, just like he immediately takes everyone out of stealth. Like no,
it might be. There's no thing if this is a skill or a passive, so it could be. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Is he could just be like, no, you don't stealth around Heimdall. But
I see everything.
Yes, he is one of my favorite characters. He's easily one of my favorite Asgardians. I just always thought he was really cool looking. And they did him a lot of justice in the movies. Yeah, I just think he's an awesome character. So I'm very, very stoked for Heimdall. And I hope they make him good.
Next character right here, Sif. And in the data mine, it says Shield Maiden of Asgard. Sif combines counterattacks and taunt to protect her fellow Asgardians. It seems like she's going to be the tank of this team. What are your thoughts on Lady Sif coming to the game? I'm very happy about this.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Lady Sif fan. I don't have anything against her. Just like, all right, this is just another character for me. But I will say that, you know, it's good that they're going to have a tank. And I see a lot of people who seem to be upset that it's Sif when they're like, oh, Sif, what a missed opportunity. Why not make this Valkyrie? Oh, Sif, what a missed opportunity. Why not make this Odin? Yada, yada. And on the one hand, like, I understand that there might be more popular Asgardians than Sif, but they need a tank. And so I'm thankful. Like, I want Angela, I want Valkyrie, I want Odin, I want all those characters. And I'm glad that none of those characters have to be the tank because they'll actually get to kick some ass. So I like Sif as the tank because, you know, she may not be the most popular Asgardian, but, you know, she's not stepping on anyone's toes for who gets to do the really cool stuff.
She is one of the most popular Asgardians in my heart, brother. I'm happy. And she might be doing some damage with these counterattacks. Let's see what her stats are. If this Datamined does pan out. And
right.
quick question from the news report last week of that image we saw. Who do you think is Shield Assault and who do you think is Shield Security?
No.
Let's move on. It looks like, according to the Datamined, there will be a time change option. It says enabling this option will change your raid key generation to reset at X time, X, I guess what is the time zone. If you change this value, you'll not be able to change it for X amount. Are you sure you want to make this change? So it looks like they're implementing some things like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, like Dragon Champions, and being able to change your time zone. I think they can do it 2 times a year in that game, just because of the daylight savings time that we were talking about last week. So I think this is a good thing. What do you think of this if it does come to fruition? Again, this is a Datamined, and sometimes happens and doesn't.
It's awesome. This is a much needed quality of life change, and I am so looking forward to it. And it makes it easier for alliances to kind of be on the same page. You know, you might have someone in Europe in your alliance where most of the people are in North America, but then they work like the overnight shifts, so they're kind of on your schedule anyway. So this is just a great idea. Probably should have been a feature from launch or really early on, but yeah, this is great, and I can't wait.
I love it as well. Just for the reason that I want all my games that I'm playing to have the exact same reset time. So I'm not like, oh, this one's an hour, oh, 2 hours, I got to do this game. I just want everything on the same time. So I love this, and I love when games implement this. Next thing, I got a question for you. It looks like there is information about a Stryfe Blitz, the telekinetic tank. It says the Bad Blood Blitz featuring Stryfe. Now, as we know, every single character, when they add it to the game, gets this as kind of a placeholder. Do you think Stryfe is another Blitz release character after Mr. Sinister, 3 in a row for these guys, or is this just a placeholder? What is your prediction for this that we're seeing in the Datamined right now?
I think this is another Blitz release, and the reason why is well, here's why. So when we see a Datamined Blitz that may one day be an actual Blitz, like Coulson wasn't a Blitz, but they put in the Tahiti Blitz. We didn't get an in-game email saying, look out for the Tahiti Blitz or whatever it was called coming up. They just put the name of the Blitz in. And so a lot of people see that and they're like, oh, the character has a Blitz. This is the email that we would get saying, hey, keep your eyes peeled. This Blitz is on the way. So I don't think they draw up these emails. And who knows? Like they have a habit of changing their mind at the last minute. And the first Mr. Sinister Blitz hasn't even hit yet. So for all we know, you know, there's still plenty of time for them to change their mind. But yeah, from the looks of it, like we're seeing all these other things that they're doing this patch. We know they're looking at changing a game mode. We know they made changes to Alliance War. We saw the time zone thing. Like they're making all of these quality of life changes to the game. So I think that, you know, Blitz releases are so easy for them to do, and it frees them up to do other stuff. So while I understand that Blitz releases aren't people's favorite method of release for obvious reasons that we discussed, but if it's freeing them up to make all these changes that are better for the game, I'm okay with it for now.
All right, I understand your logic.
And I still obviously want them to make the characters more available to everyone.
I understand your logic, and I agree with that logic. If they're working on other things that will improve the game in the long term, then whatever. It sucks that he's a Blitz, if he is a Blitz release character, but if in the long term it makes the game better, then cool. Okay. Here is my reasoning. I think it might just be a placeholder. We have Hela this week. we have Mr. Sinister next week. The following week, probably another Mr. Sinister. That means Stryfe coming after that. That means 5 weeks we are not getting the other update because, as they promised, we're getting 5 new characters in this update. And they included Stryfe in that. So if Stryfe is not being released till Blitz, we're not getting this next update till 5 weeks away if they are true to what they said. And
Nope. So here's why I'll say no. And I mean, that might still be the case, but here's why I don't think that. So they have a habit of doing something that I find very frustrating and annoying, but they have a habit of saying they're going to, quote, release a character in a given patch, and then all they do is they just make them available in one tiny way or form, maybe even just for like super ultra whales, and then that's it. So literally all they would have to do is put the offer out for Stryfe 3 days before his Blitz. And then the very first day of his first Blitz could already be in the next patch. And they would have been like, well, he released in the previous patch.
Fair enough. That is very true. And I guess technically Mr. Sinister is in a game right now, because if you scroll to the bottom of your screen, he's right there. So maybe they could do that with Stryfe as well, because there's 2 more characters in the game. So, but you definitely could be right. This being an actual Blitz, I am hoping that you're wrong. I'm hoping that this is a placeholder. We got a date for the Mr. Sinister Blitz.
We'll talk about that in just a second. I want to give my prediction on when the next patch is and why I think this all lines up. Okay. They tend to do new patches around the start of a new month. Somewhere around like the 6th. The 4th, the 6th, the 8th, somewhere in there, the start of a new month. And they're obviously going to do something for December. It's all the winter holidays and stuff. They're obviously going to do stuff for that time. So my guess is that we're going to be riding out this patch. And the reason why it's extra characters, I think this is a bit of a longer patch to get us to like the beginning of December. And so the beginning of December is anywhere from 3.5 weeks away. And so 3.5 weeks is enough time for the second Hela Blitz, 2 Mr. Sinister Blitzes, and just the very tip of the start of the Stryfe Blitzes.
All right.
It seems to line up to me.
Timing wise, I think you're definitely right. I just hope that Stryfe is not the 3rd Blitz release character in a row. That would be crazy. But speaking of the Mr. Sinister Blitz, we got a date here. It looks like he will be available in the House of Essex Blitz starting on November 21st. That is the week before Thanksgiving. That means that during Thanksgiving week, you will have to Blitz for his second Blitz if you're going hard on this. What are your thoughts on a hard Blitz during Thanksgiving weekend?
So the Thanksgiving weekend's never really been an issue for me. I kind of see that as like, oh, good. Hopefully everyone else will be too busy having Thanksgiving dinner to compete.
You're getting top 100, baby.
Because it's just me and my girlfriend here. So, we'll just be like, hey, you want to go out for dinner? And then, that's it. And then I'm free. But I actually do really hate the timing of this Blitz for another reason. And that is that the beta test for Marvel Super War is starting on November 21st. So for the first 3 days of the Marvel Super War beta test, I'm going to be doing Blitz a lot. And that's a bummer. So we'll see. I might, it'll depend on how much playtime opportunity I have with Super War. I might just wail out on his orbs and not Blitz as hard so I can play more Super War.
Or you could just play Super War for an hour and then come back and Blitz, do your Blitz rotation, come back, do Super War for an hour and just do that kind of rotation. That sounds really fun. That sounds really fun.
That could be an all-day stream. Blitz rotation, Super War match. Blitz rotation, Super War match.
24-hour stream. I feel another one coming. Coming for you, brother.
All right, we got to get some hot food for the middle of it.
I would be down for that.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah, baby. Maybe that's the time for the lollipop. Let's move down. We got a couple more Blitz. Some big sales. Oh, Catalyst of Change. This is awesome. Yes. This was in game. This happened recently. I'm so happy. I autoed my Catalyst of Change at tier 8 this time. Usually I'm at tier 7. So I'm glad they finally recognized this and switched this.
Mobile Gamer has been roasting them about this forever. And I mean, we all have, anytime it comes up, we're all like, it's dumb. What are they doing?
Yeah.
So, finally they got around to fixing it. I don't know what took them so long, but, gotta give them credit where credit's due. Good job.
More orange gear in the
something that shouldn't have been
store.
broken.
More orange gear in the store.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. I'm glad that they added things instead of replacing things with this.
So-
any quick thoughts?
Yeah, so I am excited about this. Like, it's a good thing, right? We have a lot more opportunity to get uniques. We have a lot more opportunity to get people closer to tier 14, and that I'm happy about. However, for me personally, there's still so much purple gear that I'm after, both in the war store and the main supply store, because I try to get all the new characters in like good fighting form, so I can show them on stream and make videos with them.
Yeah.
So I've been still spending my war credits and my gold on mostly purple stuff, and I know there are people who don't care about the new characters as much, and they're just stockpiling all these uniques and stuff. So I know that already there are people who are getting a big head start on a bunch of tier 14 characters, and I know I'm falling behind by worrying more about the purple gear right now. So that was my only thing, is I was like, wait, not yet, I'm not ready. But yeah, doesn't have to wait for me.
You just got to buy it all, brother. Wail harder. That is your solution right there. Get everything.
Easy enough, yeah.
Yeah. Coulson's passive ability was changed. I don't think that's too big, but we got some Marauder milestones that were mentioned in the data mine as well. What are your thoughts on this? It says win a raid battle with a Marauder, win an attack an alliance war with a Marauder. A lot of different things. Good, bad. What do you see this as? I
mean, this seems like a well-aimed milestone. I assume that most people, like we talked about, if with Mr. Sinister being 100 shard unlock, most people who aren't in the top 1500 of Blitz won't have him. Now you can use Sabretooth and Mystique too, so we'll have to see what the rewards are like. But yeah, equipping a piece of gear to Mr. Sinister, equipping a piece of gear to Stryfe. This seems like it's aimed at the whale. So again, when we see this thing, I'm tentatively excited. We'll see what the rewards are, how long it actually takes to max, how much they're expecting you to spend to make this happen. But on paper, it looks good, but I always worry about them, making the rich get richer. Even as someone who's going to be able to take full advantage of this, I don't want to be given all this extra free stuff for already spending ahead of other people, because I don't want that gap to be preposterously wide. So I hope that just having Sabretooth and Mystique, that other players are able to get enough of this.
Yeah, I hope it turns good. This does seem very, very whaley, especially with the release method of Mr. Sinister and the potential release method of Stryfe. Two more data mines. One is about a 25% off sale for the Trick or Treat Facebook poll. I know you're excited about that. And the last one is about an update that it looks like is after the time that we're recording this. So I don't think that one's happening. But what are your thoughts on this sale, baby?
Yeah, I mean, it's 25% off Fly Store. And my favorite part is not including unique gear materials.
Oh, yeah, because that's the only thing that we buy.
Yeah, for the most part. So this has never mattered. I mean, sure. All right, thanks for the discount, I guess.
Yeah, it's good.
But this feels like the trick that was attached to the treat.
Well, that's about it. I know it's a long video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was a lot to cover. We spent a little more time than I thought would on Blitz, but I know it is a hot topic for a lot of the community right now. Khasino, thank you once again for taking the time to join me on this news update. Do you have any final comments or anything to promote before you go?
No, just the usual. For those of you that don't know, I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I got some YouTube content, and the most important one probably is anyone is welcome to join my Discord server. We got discord.gg/Khasino, where you got Blitz predictions, infographics, data mines, videos, content creator Q&A, just nothing but good resources. So yeah, check it out.
Nice. Links are down below, guys, if you want to check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, join the notification squad, ring that bell, guys. There's some links to support the channel down below. Patreon, BlueStacks, all those are supporting the channel, as well as my other channel, ValleyFlyin 76, where I talk about non-Marvel content, including the game I'm playing right now, Dragon Champions. And if you do want to play that game, there's a link for that as well. That supports the channel as well. I will see you guys next time. Check me out on social media. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.